Howdy Tamers, and welcome to the LostinTranslationmon Digimon podcast. This time we're covering Digimon BeatBreak episode 40, Unfading Night. I am Kobias, and I'm just joined by Guz this week, as we had Geo fixed yesterday, so he is still recovering. We got him neutered and spayed.
Yeah, spay and neuter your pets.
Yeah.
Yes, Bob Harper would appreciate. It's unfortunate, but you got to take care of your animals.
Yeah. So that's why he's not joining us this week.
He has been fighting the cone, but we are stronger than him, for we are too.
Yes. But he just keeps on, chewing at his stitches, so... Yeah, but...
Yeah.
So he's resting
Chewing
up.
at my stitches too, the cheeky sod.
Chewing everyone's stitches. We've all been fixed on this blessed day. But in any case... So, quick synopsis of this week's episode. Continuing on from last episode, Glowing Dawn asking Clay about Soji. We find out that Kyo had left the 5 stars after killing Soji, and Kyo had been a 5-star member since he was about 11 years old, but he used to actually delete Digimon. Glowing Dawn
and people.
And people. Yeah, we find out that later. We're just using the word delete in a very Gen Z way of like, oh, we can't say kill, we have to say unalive. So it's...
Yeah.
But so Glowing Dawn are going to find Kyo on the mountain near Nirinso. Meanwhile, Kyo is having flashbacks. We find out that Kyo was rescued from drowning when he was a 5-star member by a girl and her Luxmon. The girl's name is Karina, and there's also a twink called Minoru. Karina was an orphan who calls Minoru dad, and Kyo tries to leave one night once all his wounds are healed, but Karina stops him, and she and Luxmon tell him to stay. Kyo says that he's deleted both humans and Digimon before, but then Karina and Minoru end up calling Kyo family, and then they celebrate his birthday, which is pretty cute. And I'm like, gee, Karina, how come you get to have 2 dads? How come Toei lets you have 2 dads? Then one day
we know Kyo's a mum, so...
That is true, he is the mum. One day an injured Luxmon finds Kyo and says that everyone was deleted. Luxmon then dies. Karina and Minoru were killed by a man and a Digimon, and then Kyo finds Soji. Kyo, I guess, uses Haki to show Soji being ripped in half. I don't know what happens here. He just sees himself being ripped in half by Murasamimon. I don't know why. It's just Haki.
I think that's a visual quirk. I think that is, Soju himself showing this complete and utter disconnect that he is now experiencing of his own reality, where he is oh, something has shifted, as opposed to he's been cut in half.
Yeah.
Either that or it's the first time he's having a connection with his Digimon, who is also effectively being bisected.
Yeah. But God, he is such a weird little freak, this Soji guy.
Yeah.
He's just a freak this entire time, and then we see Soji being dropped off the cliff. Kyo then has a very understandable breakdown. Back to the present day, Kyo sees Glowing Dawn and their perfect forms all knocked out, and the episode ends. So, discussions and decisions, what were our highlights this week?
The whole episode is a real masterpiece of how to make a flashback not feel like a genuine drag, right?
Yep.
This was probably the most Digimon Survive of all the Digimon episodes that I have seen in the show to date, right? This was, here are your friends. You have to make the right decision or they die. And yeah, they fucking did. We knew they were going to die, but actually seeing this connection, seeing this hateful, angry, distant Kyo just warm up to the idea of, it's okay, you were alone as well. Because remember, we know him as an orphan as well from the earlier flashbacks that we had in the show when he was not a 5-star. And obviously, he's been just running around as a child soldier for this entire time. We start getting into this moment of him where he's now experiencing, I think, at least this point, where it seems like it was pre-incident, if I was reading the subtitles correctly. So... early 20s, he's now disillusioned. We can assume there's a better part of a decade of deleting, quote unquote, right, under his belt. And now all of a sudden he finds out that that anger that he has against the whole world, against everything that moves and whatever, there is actually a way for him to have hope, even though he's done a lot of hectic shit. And it just hits all these really beautiful things, especially when we look at the historical context of the show, right? Like Halloumi in that, where he's like, yeah, I've killed people. And Kyo's like, and you can still find peace.
Yep.
You can still have a family. You can still care for people. What was is not who you are or will be. And like all these moments sort of take on a brand new context, just recontextualization, and it's really phenomenal. I did think we were going to get a flash of Habakiri. I'm glad we didn't. I'm glad we're saving that.
Yeah.
Because I would have been annoyed if it happened in a flashback and Kyo's basically just been dead weight this whole time.
Yeah.
Very glad. But like, even having Soju just roll up and his whole rationale, right? Like, this guy's fucking cooked, right? Like, this is Zaz level of villain, like from Batman, from DC Comics, right? If you're unfamiliar with the character, he's one of the very few villains that Batman cannot predict, simply because he has such an impulse to kill. He just kills randomly. Like, there's no like, oh, I need to set up a joke or a riddle or whatever, or like Killer Croc's hungry. Like, do you know what I mean? Zaz is literally this dude who gets anything that can stab or slice and then just takes someone out and then adds a scar to his body as a tally mark, right? Like, that's what he does. And Soju has that same energy, right? There's no conversation. It's just death. Yep. And his way of problem solving was, hey, I went to go find you. I ran into some people as per the job. We have to sort them out. And so I sorted them out with excessive force, because that's just what happens when you're part of the government, right? Like, you get the license to kill. And Kyo was like, okay, that's wrong. And we see this just beautifully culminate in just such incredible character growth, just in those heartbeats. And now we understand, like, the little bracelet thing, which is adorable. Seeing Kugamon have one as well was just
that was so
best,
cute,
dude.
And I mean, the episode in general really shows us why Kyo is the way he is, why he's like, you're my family, why he's so like willing to basically adopt these kids off the street. So it basically, like, just knowing Karina and Minoru for however long it was.
And the fucking aprons.
Oh yeah, the apron. And his little shirt that said Lucky. That was so cute.
The Lucky Star, right? Because he's the lucky 5-star. He gets to begin again, right?
Yeah.
Like, we get all that sort of wonderful little visual element to it. Like, this is so unbelievably well done. And we even got to see Arukenimon, so that's a big plus for me. I love a good crazy bitch. We did see her. It wasn't in the Mummymon episode, but we did see her, so double tick. But like, Karina having potentially, 2 gay dads. Like, the amount of doomed Yuri that is in this show is absolutely...
Yaoi. This one's
Yaoi. So apologies. Apologies. You can see what my preference is.
Yeah, true.
Everyone who's gay is doomed to die or have someone get slaughtered. This is crazy.
Poor Kyo is so traumatized.
He is, and all he did was just sit there and go, I'll let gravity sort it out. And I mean, historically, people don't really survive getting thrown off of waterfalls.
This guy did.
Yeah.
He could have just cut him in half with Murasamemon.
Oh, yeah. I know, but like, you could just see him sort of reconciling with all of that and just going, nah, let God sort him out. And God didn't. Yeah. God let that bitch live. So now more of your family are in danger, and it's just... It's such an incredible episode. It really... this is probably the best way to do a flashback. Like, especially, I think one of the annoying things is probably, like, getting this episode right after Gift and just being like, you had this ability to tell such an incredible story in such an incredibly beautiful way. Like, I got shivers, I was getting goosebumps, I was trembling, right? Like, there was so much emotion in this episode. It's like, what we had in Gift was fucking deplorable compared to this now.
And
so
especially
this is
because
incredible.
This arc is only going to be 4 episodes long.
Yeah.
Gift was what, like 20 episodes?
It was lengthy.
Like, I feel that they could have gotten across the same story for the Gift arc in less episodes. I think the problem was that they maybe gave it too many episodes. And maybe, like, a few of them should have just been included in the filler arc that we had. Like, I mean, we've already said about how the Return of Tactics episode didn't really fit in with the rest of Gift. A lot of the time, the Gift episodes were just like, oh, the Mon of the Week is just because of Gift. And we didn't really learn anything about Gift in those episodes. So I feel like that arc could have been just a little bit shorter. And maybe suffered because it was so long.
It feels like, right, because I mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I'll mention it again, like I have a literary degree, right? And one of the first things that you're taught, right, is that you should always write like you have a word limit.
Yeah.
And I think if you have a look at how beautifully condensed and impactful the story is across these, I think we're up to episode 3 or 4.
Yeah. This is episode 3 or 4. Like, we had the first episode, which was really a great sort of show of wherever all the characters are currently are. And it told a fairly detailed story condensed down into 20 minutes. And that's something I don't think we've seen happen much in Digimon. A lot of the time it's like, oh, they you know, if this episode was a 40-minute episode, they could have told us so much more. But they managed to do that in 20 minutes.
Yeah, so, like, this is what happens when you have someone who's writing, like, they've got a word limit, right? Everything is just, it's economic, it's impactful decisions, you rewatch it, you get new information, it adds context, it provides questions, it provides answers, especially if you are paying attention as the audience member, as you should. Whereas the Gift arc is the exact opposite. It's like, I can waffle on for pages and pages and pages about just nonsense.
Yeah.
And that's what happens. That's how you get bloat. And just seeing these back to back, it's sort of like, yeah, Reina got done dirty by basically what felt like bloated and or lazy writing by comparison. And it's so wild, because what are we going to get after these 4 episodes? Are we going to go back to, like, Gift level writing where it's all just sort of, ooh, or are we going to get more of this beautifully dense storytelling, which, you know, I adore, because, my God, what an incredible episode.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, even Joe learning to make the little dumplings. Like, I'm re-scrubbing through the episode, right? They still have baby Digimon just, like, hanging out. This is how we find out about Norinzo. Like, this is... It establishes how and why Kyo knows Norinzo. How and why Kyo, you know, got that silly little pink apron. How and why he used to be. And, like, what made a lot of his decisions up to this point in the show. And it's really cute. We also get all these... Can I just say... adorable moments where when Kyo is deciding to be angry, right? He is deciding to be mad. He is deciding to be in a bad mood. And then we get all these cutaway shots to Kugamon just sort of like looking at him being like, bud, what are we doing?
Yeah. He's like checking in on him like, bro.
Yeah. And it's just like, that's exactly what a cat dog would do.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's beautiful. Like,
yeah, I absolutely agree with you.
Like, especially the moment where Kyo literally breaks down into tears with the Starry Night, the exact birthday surprise that Glowing Door did for him, which kickstarted a lot of the shenanigans.
Yeah.
Like, we're getting such beautiful bookend moments. It's crazy that we have episodes like this and then have such weirder episodes in the past. Like, oh my God, I wish I could have seen this like 6 times before we started recording. It almost felt like I could have. But, like, my God. An absolute masterclass, I think, in establishing a character who's already been established in a way where it feels fresh and new and not like I'm just stuck being spoon-fed some bullshit
and
like in One Piece.
Remember when Norinzo first showed up and we were like, well, we're never seeing Norinzo again. And then it became a very, very important location.
Yeah, this is how you do it. This is you make a place important by it having something that is present there that is nowhere else in the world. And for Kyo, it's the graves of his first family that he really got to choose. And chosen family is obviously a very big theme in the show as well, which is just leads it into more of that sort of very... At this point, I'm going to assume problematic gay storytelling because we have useless lesbians and dead gays.
Yeah, they're really doing the bury your gays, aren't they?
They have, in fact, at least we know buried one gay. That is confirmed.
I love how we're just assuming that they're all gay. Like nothing's actually confirmed.
Yeah, no, of course nothing's actually going to be confirmed. But here's the thing, right? Show me the evidence where they're straight.
Good point.
I'll wait.
I don't know, Midori's haircut. I don't know many heterosexual men
No.
who have that haircut.
No, that motherfucker was the whole goddamn rainbow. I
Yeah.
clocked that shit immediately, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my god, like I'm scrubbing through it again and just seeing the moments with Minoru, and it's like, yep. Like,
Which is-
even like there's this like still where he's like
both-
clapping his hands in the
Both
doorway.
Minoru
It's
and
fucking
Karina
funny.
have such like great designs for one-off characters, which we're not actually going to see. We might see in flashbacks, but we're not going to actually see like in person because they're super dead.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to get them back. I will say that.
Yeah.
But like, what impact that they had on this one episode? They're going to be ever present because they're going to be so deeply attached to Kyo and his emotional and or mental state. So like, they're bound in a way that I don't think we're going to have like, oh my god, there's so many names in the show. You got to keep remembering, because I don't throw away any of the characters. You got to remember all their fucking names. What is it? Is it Hitomi, the plot sickness girl?
Yeah, Hitomi, the
Yeah.
Tomoro's friend.
Yeah, like, I have to keep space for her, right? Like, I think what was actually really fun about like the first few seasons of Digimon was like you had, let's say, 8 people and then 8 Digimon, and then like they sort of digivolved or whatever. You could forget the previous form name, learn the new one, no worries. There are so many people to keep track of in the show. It's starting to feel like Game of Thrones a little.
I don't know. In Adventure 99, we had to learn the parents' names, and I don't remember any of their names.
Oh,
I think
doesn't matter.
I
Just
think
call them
Matt's
Mum
dad
and
is called
bro.
Hiroko or something. I think that's the dad name. It starts with H, I think.
Sure.
He's
Sure.
the hot dad. So of course,
Ishida
like,
Sama, no worries.
but yeah, like I know what you mean. They have a lot of these one-off characters that appear in an episode. Like what was the Algamon girl? Like her name was Chihiro or something. Like we're given.
Oh
all
my
these...
god.
Yeah.
Right, the Algo girl. She's on her way to Norinso this entire time.
Oh, and she's just
somehow.
gonna see some dead people. Like
Jesus Christ.
she's just gonna
You're
see
right,
a battlefield.
I forgot about that hoe.
Yeah.
Oh
Like,
my god.
Like she's gonna
She
show up
cut
and
off her bangs and everything
and
for that.
Soji's gonna be there like, well,
Look, a lost child. Stab.
yeah.
Like, and even Kyo, like, he killed a couple of bitches near on screen this episode as well.
Yeah.
With his knife and stuff. Like, we have had some crazy episodes. We've crossed some crazy topics, and like, this is just this beautiful sort of, I think, maturation moment in the show, where it's like, yeah, we're not going to start shying away from too much of this. You're now invested, and you've been invested. So here's a small child with their gut cut up and bleeding into a fucking river.
Yeah.
And her gay dad's also here.
But he's already dead, and she's kind of like on her way out.
Yeah, it's absolutely
Luxmon dying was
crazy.
really sad too. Like, I'm really glad we got to see Luxmon
Yeah.
animated because it's such like a great design. It's one of those newish Digimon that's only been around for the past like 2 or 3 years, but
This
has
is like, if you didn't like Patamon becoming an angel, this is the other part.
yeah, which I really really like. But it also the
Yeah.
design itself, again, despite being a newer Digimon, almost looks like it could you could just say it's been around forever because it just has that feel to it. So I was really happy to see Luxmon animated. Luxmon's death was really sad.
Yeah, it was just like, yeah, they've been deleted. Like, even in his vocabulary, like, he can't fathom death properly.
Yeah,
It's like he can only use the words that he knows.
Everyone
Yeah,
has
it's-
been deleted.
Yeah, and I mean, it's more of like a censorship drop for Luxamon as much as it is just like, he doesn't have the word for kill.
Yeah.
Like, he's clearly such a naive little dude. Like, he pulls Kyo out of the river, reportedly, with Karina, right?
Yeah.
And then they just sort of sit there and just be like, hey, you're not a bad guy, right? You haven't done a murder. And it's like, maybe ask that before you save a motherfucker and band him up. Like,
yeah.
real cart before the horse situation there, Luxmon.
Yeah, but yeah, I love all of them wearing the little bangle. It wasn't just Kyo, it was also Kugamon, it was Luxmon, it was even the baby.
trainings.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
babies had them too, and that was pretty cute. Like,
There was so much. Like, and like the use of music, the literal the dusk setting on the day of like Kyo's family, right? Like, so again, I'm scrubbing through, it's like oh yeah, late afternoon, Luxmon comes in, about to be deleted, and then like time passes, the sun begins to set, right? And this is how we get into the episode thing of like the unending night or whatever it was.
Unfading night, yeah.
Unfading night, and it's like, yeah, and then right as like the sun just sets as Soju gets thrown into the waterfall, and it's like, cool, this day is done. So then it adds in this extra weight, I guess, to the name shift, right? Because it was supposed to be Golden Dawn. Now it's Glowing Dawn, right? So Dawn's still there.
Yeah.
But it's like this dawn for Kyo to begin this new life, right? And then obviously time passing, sun setting, sun rising, stuff like that in film and cinematography, storytelling, it always marks the beginning of a new era, right? If you don't believe me, you can go back and you can watch Lion King, and he's like, one day the sun will set on my era and dawn on yours, Simba. Like that whole thing. Like it's a literal narrative device to tell us that Kyo's glowing dawn is this moment where he has chosen to turn his back on everything that he had been sort of led down a very dark path for, to choose a better path. This new optimism-based path, and it clearly shows why he cares so much about the entraining Digimon as well.
Yeah, and again, you as you pointed out, the team was originally called Golden Dawn, and Kyo's name was, Kyo the Golden. So it is
as many gay boyfriends as he has. He could be Kyo the Glowing. Oh my god.
Kyo the Slay.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Kyo
there's a
the
reason
Slayer.
he's glowing. I won't tell you. If you know, you know.
Yeah, but he's pregnant. But
sure.
But no, it just so yeah, that is a good point. That he kind of named the team after his new self.
Yeah.
Which is kind of sweet.
Yeah, little egocentric, but as a one-man team of one, you kind of get to make that decision.
Yeah, and he's just going to adopt like an orphan, a little kid that's got beef with literally every adult for something, or rather, every adult has beef with him, and just this angry guy who plays the drums.
And an angry girl.
I said orphan.
Yeah, well, they're all. Well, two of them are orphans, sort of, question mark.
Oh, yeah, true.
At least confirmed one of them is an orphan. The other one's parents are missing. They could be deleted. Who fucking knows? And then Makoto's present. We know a lot more about Makoto, though, because we've explored that. Yeah. But, like, at least when he was like, yeah, I see so much of myself in Reina, and, like, with this as well, like, you could see that maybe Kyo the Golden was, like, Reina Dark Path, right? Where she gave in to this rage and resentment of all these people who gave her up and abandoned her and put her on the streets. She could have become a 5-star if she had done everything that Kyo did. And in this way, he was able to save himself through Reina, which is another beautiful element that I wish we could actually have fleshed out for her as her character without having to read into the lines.
Yeah.
But, like, even just having that sort of inferred there or implied, it's like, yeah, fuck yeah, Reina. Yeah. Also, on that, really don't like that we didn't get Murderize Rush on the card name for the for Bearcatmon's dual card. It's Penetrate Blow, but like, alright, cool, whatever. I know that was one of her attacks, but I prefer Murderize Rush.
I also prefer Murderize Rush, to be fair.
That is hot. Like, I want that attack, please. But yeah, like, as for lowlights, the only lowlight is that I want more of this storytelling. Like, the lowlights are the episodes that don't have this heart put into them, this effort, I suppose. Yeah. Which isn't a lowlight of this episode, which means I'm actually lying to you.
I don't actually have any lowlights either.
It's a really hard one. I mean, you could maybe make the argument for, like, the moment where Kyo's trying to walk away and that Katrina manages to, like, whatever her name is, manages to perfect clap sound his hand like 2 times back to back. Like, yo, dap him up. That's crazy. Like, that was crazy. Like, maybe you could fault that. Maybe you could fault the over emotional, cool, in the middle of the night sequence with like the traditional anime, watercolor effects, very Studio Ghibli and shit. Even if you want to ping that as something that could be like, oh yeah, it was just a little too heavy-handed. It's like, you know what? With a show that has been very heavy-handed with human trafficking, child kidnapping, and refugees, I don't mind a little bit of romanticized watercolor bits. I'll take it.
Yeah, I see what you mean. But since we don't really have any lowlights, let's move on to favourite character. Mine was Minoru, because we're probably not going to see him again, and I like that he ended up basically shaping Kyo's new personality, which is really cute.
Yeah, like Minoru's a very solid character. I mean, I liked Kugamon as well. In all the moments where Kyo could have smiled, we saw Kyo sort of fade out a smidge, like in the shot. Right, the focus was brought down to Kugamon, so he was more in focus. Like when Kyo first starts getting the bangles or the clothes, and he sits there, and you see him choosing to be grumpy for some fucking reason.
Yeah.
But even Kugamon's like, no, bud, I, am born of your repulse. I'm born of you. I feel what you feel in a way. Because they're obviously very deeply connected.
Yeah, which is also kind of a great thing. And again, it's something that I really like that Digimon does not super often, but this season has, is that having Digimon basically exist as their own characters rather than just purely an extension of their partner human. Like in this case, we have Kugamon clearly having, thoughts and that are different to Kyo, but is going along with Kyo because he is the partner human. And even though we never have Kugamon actively say anything, it really does show us that Kugamon is as much of a character as Kyo himself is, which again, we don't get that too often in Digimon. Usually the Digimon just kind of don't have that many different thoughts, if that makes sense.
Like, don't get me wrong, even though Kugamon's main dialogue has been Kyo, like most of the time, it's never just Kyo ? It's always like, hey man, I'm addressing the elephant in the room in this scene. What's going on?
Yeah, he's saying something without actually saying something.
Yeah, it's really funny because it basically follows the same laws of I am Groot, whereas it is contextualized by the context in which it is used within the moment. And Kugamon's just got such a really good, solid, I mean, the voice actor really, just his voice to be like, hey man, what's up? Like, hey man, what's up? Hey man, what's up? And just in this very gentle yet firm kind of way, which Kyo's clearly needed. In a lot of moments of his life. But for me, the little girl was probably a bit much for me to like her as a favorite character, and I like Kugamon. He's really warming up to me. Like, he's no lizard, but I'll accept Kugamon. I think he's pretty.
He's a bit of a dog cat though.
Yeah.
Which is very
cougar.
Yeah.
Cougar thing. What are cougars?
They're cats. They're big cats.
Are they big cats? Or because I know there are some big cat species that are very close to canines. It comes down to the teeth and the evolution history.
I think the cougar's like a kind of like a panther kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd be curious because I know there's like foxes are technically more dog-like than they are cat-like, but it's weird, or maybe it's the other way around. I don't know. I'll have to go watch some Tier Zoo when I'm done with this. When I'm done watching this episode,
we're gonna have to learn about. We're gonna have to go on a field trip to the zoo and look at some animals.
Oh my god, yes! Let's go to the zoo. Everybody, find your Digimon partner at the zoo.
I think foxes and I think Tasmanian devils, despite them resembling dogs, I think people have said that they're more like cats.
Yeah.
Even though they're very dog-like. Like, if I see a Tasmanian devil, I'm like, oh, it's a puppy. It's not a puppy. It's not even slightly related to a dog from memory.
Yeah, and they've got, like, a weird contagious cancer, but that's not...
Yeah, they're working on it.
They're working on it, yeah.
Yeah, they've been working on it for, like, 2 decades, but they're working on it.
Well, cancer's not been easy to cure.
No.
Tasmanian devil or otherwise.
Yeah, but they're very sweet little monsters. I love them very much, but... I would definitely like do that white person thing. It was like, oh, a puppy, and just pick up this like dangerous animal.
Yeah, you would.
Because look at this, you're cute. Every time I see them, I'm like, no, little baby. Anyway, so me being an idiot aside, rating out of 5. I think I'm gonna give this episode a 4. It was really good. I think. I feel that might feel too low. What did you
gave some shit episodes in the gift arc a 5, as if this is not a 5 for you.
Okay, you're right. Okay, fine. You've convinced me. I'm giving it a 5. You're right. I don't know why.
Own history against you.
I think I gave too many episodes 5, and I was like, maybe I should stop giving out 5s. But this one absolutely did deserve it. You're right.
No, this for me, I can't, like, a 5 is like something that is near perfect, right? And like the first episode for me of the show was near perfect, right? What an incredible hook, the animation, the tears falling. We even had some of that physics sort of return with Kyo a little bit. When it wasn't like just running straight from his face, which has happened in many mental breakdowns that I've experienced. But like 4, 5 is like the minimum I want to go. Like this feels like, so I know 5 is like what I classify like this is perfect no matter when you watch it. Like it's just gorgeous.
Yeah, I think the highest you've given an episode is 4.7 from what I can see.
Yeah, this has to be a 4.7 for me because while I can't make the argument for it being perfect, I know that this will reward your investment and continual investment in the story. Like if you're participating in the consumption of this story and you're watching everything as it comes out, you're paying attention to all these little moments and all the character interactions that happen, this is just it's going to make you moister than an oyster, guaranteed.
Yeah, you also gave the first episode a 4.7, so basically your 4.7s were the first episodes, and the last episode, like a few of the episodes from the end of the Tactics arc, which is fair enough.
Yeah, I mean, like the one with Clay doing the JoJo face was.
Oh, that was so good.
It's really, really hard to sit there and say that that's anything less, because again, like there's just those moments of sheer locked the fuck in perfection for this show.
Yeah. But in any case, so now that we've discussed and had decisions, let's move on to Pondering, Postmon Pat, and predictions. So over on the YouTubes, I have to close Digimon up for the first time in about 3 days. That's fine.
You freak.
Yeah. Hey, it's an idle game. I've been rocking this idle game idly, which I'd said this in my review of Digimon Up, but it's actually...
Which you can go find in the link below in the description.
It's basically been a great thing for my screen time, but also it hasn't. Like, if you look at my screen time is like 24 hours a day. But I've actually, since I've had Digimon Up on, I've been using my phone less. I have been, because on Android you can split screen, so I've been split screening my dailies, where I have like, One Piece Treasure Cruise on one half of the screen, and then Digimon Up on the other half. So I've been daily maxing.
My God.
I haven't been scrolling like Twitter and TikTok as much because I've just had my phone on Digimon Up. So it's actually been like good for me not having like, insane screen time, but also it has been bad because it looks like I've had insane screen time, but it's all I've been doing. Hang on, the YouTube studio crashed on my phone. Anyway, so Postmon Pat comments over on YouTube for last week's episode. First of all, we have Zero Unit Digital Monster, who says they don't remember the last time they saw the if you kill me I win type of antagonist. We know Digimon BeatBreak doesn't hesitate to get dark, so this makes them wonder if this mini-arc will end with Soju winning at the end. Yeah. I mean, we definitely do need to, like, kill our antagonists more.
It is one of those kinds of characters, right, where it's like, you have to die. Like, genuinely... Yeah. This character is going to continue to kill people, continue to be a problem, and now they have a source of infinite e-pulse. This is not a, oh no, we'll put him back in jail, make sure he doesn't get anything again, because the waterbend is just going to reset the whole thing, because they're not, like, the world government up to this point, from what we know, have not solved the Digimon outbreak problem of the whole thing.
No.
This is a kind of guy where you need to kill him. You absolutely have to, and it's very, very hard, I would hope, especially after this episode and the things we've already seen in it, right? 2 corpses and someone bleeding out and dying in Kyo's arms, right? And him stabbing people. It's going to be very, very hard for us to move away from that being a potential end. It has to happen, I feel. But I'm also speaking from a lot more mature sort of media that deals with this type of stuff. They could just rip out his chip, I guess, and put him in regular human jail. I don't know how they're going to make that work, but there could be a non-lethal alternative. I can't see what that looks like, especially after everything we've covered so far.
Yeah, I mean, I just really hope that we don't get to see, like, oh, Soji is then arrested by the World Union and he's put in a box. Because we kind of just did that with Clay. We kind of did it a little bit with... What? Oh my god, I've completely forgotten the gift arc. Miharu. I was going to say Minoru. I'm like, no, that was this episode's
No. My brain did the exact same thing.
Yeah, because I was like,
names,
what?
They all mean something.
What was
I don't know
her
what
name?
they mean, and they're all so similar.
I don't even remember the waterbender's name. Like, because when he said waterbender, I was like, you mean Soji? I'm like, no, the actual waterbender who just appeared for plot. Yeah. Wait, was that his name? Hanaka?
Oh. No, Hanaka's the girl with Marine
That's the girl.
Chimeramon.
Yeah, I meant the waterbender, the dude.
Oh.
Is it Kishiwada, I think?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's like the problem with them
sounds about
introducing
right.
like a million characters is that like
we have to keep track of all of them.
Yeah, but I hope that we get something that's not just like, and then we put Soji in a box. Like, I kind of want something new because we've already kind of arrested Miharu, we've arrested Clay. What's next?
This is a character you have to kill.
Yeah.
Very plain and simple. If he lives, you have so many other fucking problems.
Yeah. Next we have Oof8 Cat, who says, "What's up, Beat Breakers? It's your boy, Oof, back at again with their insane ramblings that are sometimes coherent." That's such a mood. Moving on, they no longer think that Kyo and Soldier Boy are related by adoption or anything, because, well, we will call Soji and Soldier Boy anything but his actual name.
Yep.
Are related by adoption or anything, because from their interactions we saw of them in flashbacks, it seems that they were only partially aware of the others until Sous Chef Jim killed the sister friend, some other important person in Kyo's life, and Kyo failed to do a murder. They think it's an interesting theory that Sword Joint was experimented on by Grandpappy Tenma, but can't say for certain that they'd agree with that theory yet. Murasaimon bodying the rest of Glowing Dawn was dope, and if they remember correctly, those 3 attacks have been used in the past. They think they mostly showed up in the fight against Big Bad Evil Man Clay. They're pretty excited to see what the next few episodes will bring. Of course, you already know what one of them brings by the time you read this, that is true. Do you think the Society of Kyo's ex-boyfriends will or even should have a support group at some point in the future? I mean, I guess we learnt about a non-toxic ex-boyfriend today, but it was ex-boyfriend via murder rather than by
my god, they would have made so fucking hard out. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they'd have been like, "Hey, yo, is Karina in bed? Karina? Hey, man. So those scrambled eggs you did, you got to show me the recipe on that. What kind of what was the secret ingredient? Do you know what I mean?"
Oh my god. Anyway, they're going to say, "But enough for now. Sorry for interrupting your very important Digimon upping. I will forgive you, and hope to break more beats with y'all soon." Tata. Yes, I forgive everyone from interrupting the Digimon upping. Because I have a problem. But
yes, you do. Yes, but look, the boys, Soldier Boy and Kyo Boy, being at school together, maybe being known by some link for Tomoro, whatever that could be, we just don't have that answer for. So we were kind of just shooting shit. We don't even fully believe it yet. There's only so much we can.
I mean, it did say that Soji was only like a cleaner for like a year or something.
Yeah, like he went crazy.
Yeah.
Also, he has a black e-pulse reportedly.
Yeah.
Which is very different, right? Like, because as we went over many moons ago, right, there was the whole the Chinese 5 elements kind of vibe, which we now have purple and black, which are outside of that, which I don't know what they typically could represent, but at least it's like, oh, we're building on that foundation. But the entire show is basically what happens when men choose to not go to therapy instead.
Yeah. What was the line you said last week? It was like, men will do anything except go to therapy.
Yeah.
Next we have Dash Reinvent, who says, "Gonna be honest, it doesn't feel like Kyo is that much stronger when the writers decide to not let Tomoro evolve to perfect. Because Tomoro beat Clay, who was a 5-star, and also went 2 versus 1 against Brilliant Thorn, the Gift Arc, which required both Makoto and Reina to fight. Also, they hope Makoto and Reina get more time to shine going forward." And yet that is a point that Puro9353 also brought up, that Murasaimon got lucky that Armor Lizardmon didn't evolve to Monarch Lizardmon. I think that they should have had Monarch Lizardmon because that would have made Murasamon feel so much stronger. It felt kind of weird that we had 2 perfect levels and then just Armor Lizardmon.
I mean, what's very interesting about that is, specifically from the Armor Lizard versus Monarch Lizard, we see both Gecko and Tomoro use those forms in a tactical sense, right? When they need to endure something, they use Armor Lizardmon's armor. When they need to go offensive, they use Monarch Lizardmon's offensive capabilities. There's no defense on that thing. It's all guns and horns and rockets and cannons and laser beams and swords and things, right? But they were more interested, at least in a narrative standpoint, in having a conversation with Kyo to figure out what was going on. So enduring that hit to then have that conversation, it does make sense.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
It doesn't kind of work for the whole power scaling bit, but like also the lesbians have never really done anything, so like whatever.
Yeah, we don't include the lesbians in power scaling.
They could probably lose to a Stiff Breeze at this point, and they're grass types.
Which is so unfortunate because I really wish that they could actually do something.
Because I remember Tropiumon being fucking terrifying in Frontiers. Oh no, sorry. Petal-Dramon. Even Petal-Dramon, which is like its pre-evolution, if I'm not mistaken.
No.
No?
No.
I remember that thing being fucking decent. That shit was only champion.
Yeah, Petal-Dramon was the Beast Spirit of Wood, evolving from Arbamon, and is actually one of the highlights in Digimon Frontier. That's actually my favourite episode, is when they just make burgers, because it's just filler. And the 2 main characters, Takuya and Koji, are just making burgers while the other characters get to actually have, like, story, which is nice. And Petal-Dramon's there, and he keeps on giving advice, like, always remember to brush your teeth. It's silly. But no, Tropiumon is a new Digimon from the Pendulum Z era, I believe, that was 2020, 2021. Was also debuted in the anime for Colon. So, new Digimon, but evolution path is with Pomimon, the grapefruit.
My bad.
Not grapefruit, dragon fruit.
Same.
Yeah, grapefruit. No, very different.
Dragon fruit, your man.
Next we have ACL Live, who says, coming back from the dead is kind of their thing, Soji 2026. Valid. Shoutouts to the one person into lit RPGs that got that reference. I did not, but still, very true. Kind of what he did. One of their favourite episodes, it was absolute cinema. Kyo's drift was their highlight, and their low light was still the Gifts arc's existence, because without a BeatBreak would be one of their all-time favourite anime. They said their podcast highlight for this week was easily Geo managing to go on a tangent and swear on it a dozen times. That's, to be fair, that's all of us.
Yeah. But Geo's got a cone on him right now, so he's a little bit gagged up right now.
Poor Geo. R.I.P. To be fair, when I said that we got him fixed, I forgot the word for being, like, neutered, or fixed. And I almost said we had Geo put down yesterday. Which is so much, like, we're getting him rated. He's going to be in a box next to Langley.
He was deleted.
He was deleted. His digicode we put in a box labeled Geo.
Yeah. When we see another empty egg, we'll just inject the code in there and he'll be reborn.
Yeah, and that's how Geo is made. Poor Geo. He's gonna have a great time listening to this episode. Hey.
Yeah, probably.
Because I know that he listens to it even when he is on it, so he's definitely gonna listen to this one. I'm sorry, Geo. Anyway, next we have Cos-K2 Boss, who says that something they realised about Soji deleting all his previous partners is that might explain his current mental state. The show makes it very clear that Digimon are reflections of their owners. The Gift Arc showed us how utterly broken Miharu's sister was when she lost Wizamon, when Soji betrayed his original partner, which may have been that I'm so bad. Like, I'm so glad that this Digimon's name was changed in the dub incorrectly to Scorpiomon, because I cannot pronounce this. It's
Anomalocarimon.
Yeah, it's
based on the Alamello.
Yeah, I'm aware. I'm aware, and that's why, like, Scorpionmon's an incorrect name for it. But I am so glad that they changed that, because I'm not. I'm bad. I have the brain of an 8-year-old child. Remember that. He essentially killed a
like dinosaurs.
I do like dinosaurs. I rewatched Jurassic Park over the weekend.
This is a fucking dinosaur, bro.
Yeah,
I know. You should break it up.
Bad at pronouncing them. I just know Spinosaurus and ding 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 ding. I love Jurassic Park.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's in Jurassic Park 3, the ringtone.
I never saw Jurassic Park 3.
What?
Yeah.
Oh. TIL. Anyway, he's not just a generic crazy anime villain who loves murder, he's an empty husk who's basically already dead. That is true. Maybe that's why he was saved by death by the plot. Maybe.
Maybe that's the reason he feels closest to being alive is when he's dead.
Ah, true.
Because he's a fucking emo boy, of course he would say shit like that. He'd have that on a shirt.
Yeah. I know there's a Panic at the Disco reference in there somewhere, or a Fall Out Boy reference.
Sure.
Anyway, Gunmetal Gator says that we love Clay in this household. Kind of disappointed that he was only in the episode for like a minute.
You know what? While I would be disappointed, I kind of enjoyed the fact that he didn't overshadow the episode because that's the worst version.
Yeah, or didn't
of this.
I think what we wondered if Clay would put them on a quest and says, "I will give you this information at a price." He didn't do that. He was just like, "Oh, you want fucking goss? Here." Like, love that for him.
That's what one of Kyo's sand boyfriends would do for you.
Yeah. As the best human villain, sealed in a glass prison just like he should be, not even Kurata had this sort of treatment. For his status, though, dying in the void between worlds was a close second for fates for a bigger... Didn't Kurata also get eaten by a Belfmon? Can't remember.
No idea.
Oh yeah, you haven't seen Sabers because... I don't know.
Nope.
You make bad choices.
I want to.
You should, it's really good. Anyway. Yeah. This former prince was their only highlight on a predictably good episode. They just hope the series isn't just tactics highlights by the series' end. Yeah, I hope not. But this episode was good.
Oh yeah. This was a phenomenal episode.
Yeah. Next we have Lazy Crocodile, who says this episode, my god, was so good. They hope this arc continues this momentum. The League of Ex-Boyfriends is such a funny concept because it implies Kyo is so handsome, all the gays want him. Not gonna blame the team mum, is very pretty. He is. By the way, their opinion on the Toxico ex-boyfriend improved with the episode. Like you all said, he is untalkable, he's a force of destruction you have to kill because he will ruin you. And then they say, still, the white cube of BS needs exclamations to feel less like a MacGuffin, and that is true.
Correct. There's nothing to disagree with there because you agreed with us. So
yeah. We have Litrum, who says that title in the thumbnail. So I'm glad that like people are enjoying my terrible unhinged thumbnails and titles. I've just given up on pleasing the algorithm. I just do what I want. Like I'm just like, oh, this seems funny in the moment.
That's actually how you are to best create content. There is no pleasing the algorithm. It is a set of moving goalposts. Don't worry about it. Keep talking about how hot Kyo and his ex-boyfriends are.
But please like, comment, subscribe for more ex-boyfriend talk. So next we have Chaotix, who says what they meant by mistaken identity last week was yes, they have Asuka's e-pulse and know it, but they feel like they just think Asuka's e-pulse is special when it's not. They knew one of Tomura Asuka's e-pulse was special, but got which one was wrong. I mean, they could be both special.
We don't know. We haven't seen Asuka do anything outside of get murked by dogs. Yeah.
They mean it could be for blackmail purposes. My Rosemon is waiting apparently in Digimon up, so yay, I get to go.
Oh my god, Kobe, lock in.
I've got to get that bond up. Now I need that display picture. Anyway, could be for blackmail purposes, or maybe he's also special. But Digimon has been known to do the whole science-backed plan that goes super wrong because they missed one detail, leading to cataclysm things. And yeah, that could happen.
And we've seen that result already. Basically in the Clay flashbacks. So it's less about that definitely happened. It's more of how and who. Because that hasn't been answered yet, and I don't think it's going to be answered until we get into the proper dismantling and or challenging the government arc, whatever that looks like.
Yep. Next, we have Ignited Quills, who wants to let me know that they played their first Digimon game, Digimon Story Time Stranger. It's easy to learn, but the boss fights almost always leave them close to dead. Yeah, they do that. And wasting their resources. So they switched from balance to story mode. That's absolutely fair enough. Right now, they're nearly done with the game with a full team of Megas onto the final boss. I still haven't finished it. I just got caught in side quest jail. But almost.
Yeah, the Edamons in particular are a fucking handful.
Yeah. But I'm literally like just before the final boss when they let you go back and do the old quests.
Like, there is no shame in turning down the difficulty for a game. I know that like a lot of hardcore gamers, quote unquote, will be like, no, you have to play it on the hardest difficulty. It's like, listen, man. Sometimes you just want to fucking hang out and play a video game because it is an art, it is a medium.
Yeah.
You know, it's a collaborative artwork that you want to enjoy the music, the game's design, the animation.
Some people
all of that.
like a challenge.
Exactly, and it's got it there, right? Like on the hardest difficulty, you actually have to have a team setup that physically breaks the game's mechanics to do infinite damage. Like that's how you beat it. It's fucking stupid and it's not at all fun. It's a whole bunch of sequencing with Venusmon and some other nonsense.
But you're
like,
still
it's not
playing the same game no matter the difficulty. Yeah. Like you're still playing a game as well. It's not like, I mean, you could say different things have different difficulties. Like if you want to watch something that was originally in another language, you could either watch it with English subtitles or you could just watch it dubbed into your native language. You're still watching pretty much the same thing, unless it's like Ghost Stories or something where they just said, hey, here's the script. You can ignore it and just say whatever you want. And they were like, I love the Ghost Stories dub. And there's also like, you know, you can read things that are easier to read. You could read like modern retellings of something. You can read like people's interpretations. Like, for example, I really like reading old poetry. But when it's really old, like...
It's hard.
Like 500 years old. There is a huge difference in the English language between now and then.
Oh, huge.
Like
it's one of the reasons why when people are like, oh, what's like your favorite like standalone novel? I'm like, oh, I love Jane Eyre. Yeah. Don't read the book. And a lot of people get confused. Like, what do you mean? I'm like, because that old kind of English is so old, it is best absorbed as you listen to it. I'd recommend an audiobook.
Yeah, like
because
it's
there's a rhythm there which will transcend you needing to read it and understand it, and you vibe with it.
Or what I found with Paradise Lost is I was able to actually pass more of what was going on if I read it aloud.
Yeah.
So I was just like, buckle in, Mars, we're doing some like group reading, and Mars was just looking at me, and then I was like, I can't remember what the word was, but it was a word that I had no idea what it meant. It was meant to say, and then I read it out loud, and it was just a very common word, and it just because it was written in a really weirdly done way, but it was still pronounced the same. But so definitely just if you enjoy a game because of a challenge, play it on a hard difficulty. If you're just enjoying, just playing the game and you don't really care for, a challenge, you just want to play it for fun, and that's your fun, then do it. Like, when Next Order came out and they introduced, an easy difficulty, I saw people mad, and I was like, I'm happy. I like
as a
it.
professional hater of Next Order, I am such a big fan of them making the game playable.
Oh,
I won't say easy, I'll say playable.
I absolutely agree with you. I had it on the Vita, which was basically unplayable on the Vita. The Vita version never came out in English. I then bought it on the PlayStation 4, and I played a good chunk, but I still had, you couldn't fucking run. It was still very hard. It felt too much of a challenge for me. I don't really like a huge amount of challenge in my video games. Then, when it came out on Switch, I was like, fine. I think Daddy Bandai gave me a review copy. So I was like, sure, I'll play it again. And I'll finally finish it this time. And because they added exactly the quality of life improvements that I wanted, I actually really enjoyed it. It went from, I hate this game, to... this is my favourite Digimon World genre game. I prefer to the original. It's not the best one that says Digimon World, because that's Digimon World 2003, but
that is true.
It is the best world of the B-Pet Raising one.
yes, like I think I got the PlayStation 5 version. I know you said that it had a bunch of quality of life updates, but even that was pretty rough, I will say. But onto the episode, as Ignited Cool says.
Anyway, onto the episode. They like how it confirms that Kyo is an orphan due to an accident that happened around 20 years ago. They feel bad that he's reliving his trauma by Soji threatening him and him needing to cut ties with Glowing Dawn to protect him. And we even got more of like a reason for that. Like, it wasn't just, oh, he didn't want them to have bounties on them, like the last episode told us. This episode showed us, like, he cut ties because he's worried that his family's going to get fucking murdered again.
Which was implied in the previous episode, right? Like, between that interaction of Soju and Kyo, where he's, either the last episode or the episode before, where he's like, who do I have to kill to get you back again? It was enough of the throwaway for Kyo to fully understand that he needed to distance himself from his kids. Yeah, and
this episode absolutely confirmed it, which is great. Yep. They say that they're interested in seeing what Clay will say and a possible Kyo flashback. Yep, we got the whole episode was a flashback.
Which it was going to be.
Yeah, and if it wasn't for the Mushroom Gang, Glowing Dawn wouldn't know what to do with figuring out how to save Kyo. And that's fair. I can't believe the Mushroom Gang are not one-off throwaway characters.
I mean, they were joke characters that became pretty serious side characters in a very interesting way, right? Like, originally it was just like, oh, I'm sort of like the Weevil from Yu-Gi-Oh! Well, I like mushrooms instead of bugs, right?
Yeah.
Running around being fucking loser nerds. And then they're just like, yeah, welcome, it's my revenge arc. And then, like, it's just a Digimon that's throwing off its own arms and beating people to death with them, which is an incredible thing.
Yeah.
Red Veggie actually did something absolutely fucking wild.
And yes, and felt actually threatening instead of just being, the bad care evolution line that just throws poo.
Like, don't get me wrong, like, yeah, technically they went up against a bunch of babies and still lost. Whatever. Irrelevant. They actually sort of showed up and they're all ready to just absolutely murder babies. Which is still a crazy thing to think about.
Yeah.
And, then they've just sort of had their senses beaten in and be like, no, listen, if you're here, you have two choices. Kyo said it in that episode. It's like, you either help or no one finds you. And now we know that Kyo's not just saying that to be, like, tough or, like, the big angry mum or whatever. It's like, no, I've killed people for way less. And you are even less than that, and I'm willing to hit a new low if it means protecting these babies. And it's crazy. It's like, yeah, no wonder they were fucking scared. I would be too.
Then
probably they're a little aroused. Who knows? I mean, given Kyo's track record with ex-boyfriends.
Okay, there we go. Anyway, lastly, we have Eastman, who says 2 of their predictions came true, though not in the way that they predicted. First of all, they thought that someone at Glowing Dawn would have to fight, though they thought it would be because of Wong brainwashing him. Second, they thought that Clay would come back and to help out through his prison cell, called that at least. So, Sojin is staying from My Hero Academia. He wants to die, but only by certain someone's hand. Speaking of My Hero, anyone think Kyo might be physically unable to battle after his arc like All Might? I don't know. I think we're just going to have generic, like, he gets to evolve to Habikiri or something and then beats Soji and actually kills him or puts him away permanently, and then Glowing Dawn is able to reform.
It could be as simple as he becomes Habikiri, because that's obviously going to happen, right? Even if it's not the next episode, it's coming.
I mean, it would be weird if, like, we don't get to see Habikiri and Kyo actually does die in the next episode.
It would be incredibly bizarre. However, BeatBreak has thrown a lot of curveballs. Even after good storytelling, they've thrown really wonky ones as well. Like, so the weird and the odd is not out of contention there at all. But, like, there could be a verse where Murasame has to overcome the infinite MacGuffin by becoming Habikiri, and then is able to sort out all of that shenaniganery, and instead of killing Soju, just cold hearts him and just says, no, you're just going to sleep forever. No, you're done. And, like, maybe that's their non-lethal way out. But I do believe that this will be something that will cost Kyo maybe a lot of E-Pulse to do. And so he'll just sort of be on the back recovering, but he won't be able to battle per se, or it'll just be like every other Digivolution where they're just like, just like my Digimon, I am revitalized, and therefore I can do MacGuffins of my own. So we'll see what they do with that, but at the very least, if they're not going to kill Soju, they will have to cold hard him. They'll have to remove him near permanently from the story. It depends on what line they want to cross for that, though, because they've crossed a lot to get here.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to predict, but in any case, next week's episode is called A Golden Tomorrow, which I'm fairly certain is the end of the Kyo arc. What do we think is going to happen in this episode?
I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Yeah.
Like we're hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be getting Habakiri, right? Because we should. That's the best way to close out this arc, where Kyo is finally overcoming that internal darkness and choosing to really solidify himself in this world of glowing dawn, light, whatever.
Speaking of, I feel like the episode should be called A Glowing Tomorrow.
A glowing Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Well, if Tomorrow comes in with a fucking hero speech and Soldier Boy decides to not be fucking, I might have to stop watching.
Yeah, like, please, can they let Kyo finish this battle? Like, just have the rest of Glowing Dawn just be incapacitated.
It looked like that's the case.
Interesting thing to note is that after being obliterated by Soji and his 3 Digimon, their Digimons didn't revert to baby.
Yeah, because it's not known for him to hold back, but I believe, right, if we're going to be this psycho killer, right, if we're going to sit here and we're going to analyze it like that, he doesn't want to make them corpses yet. He wants Kyo to find them.
Yeah.
Find them, beat them down within an inch of their life so that he can kill them in front of Kyo to guarantee, because last time, right, he killed them, Kyo didn't see him, Kyo lost his shit, nearly killed him. Fine. This time he's going to correct his mistake in his mind, which is not letting Kyo see him kill his family. Right? If you're going to be, this kind of unhinged, this is what you got to do. You got to, do this sort of having a look at the math, carry the 1, carry the 2. Yep, should have killed them in front of you. Right? Boom. That's what he's going to be doing. That's why he's leaving them alive. It's also, right, there's also a chance that it could be any one of the other Digimon that could change form. I don't know if Splashmon can camouflage themselves to look like an illusion or something like that.
Maybe he can look like a little girl in Cross Wars. He looks like a little girl.
Yeah, it could be a Digimon ability. That could explain why Glowing Dawn rocks up at the other end and they miraculously don't look so hurt. Or it could be a flashback to how that fight begins. I'm not quite sure. But there's any one number of routes that this could effectively take. What if Soju picks up a 4th ultimate Digimon? We don't know. There's so many things that this could do and could go that I think that it's sort of at the very least, we're going to have conflict. There's going to be some really incredible facial animations, maybe some really crazy unhinged moments where Soju's doing these weird, very human, awkward, still animated sort of movements. We had that deranged walk up to Kyo while he was at the graves. That moment where he's sort of shuffling his feet at the top of the waterfall before Kyo beats up Piranhamon and then throws him off the waterfall edge. Right? We're going to have some of that sort of weirdness. And some way, somehow, Soju's going to be removed from the story permanently. How they go about that is going to be the very biggest question mark I think that next episode's going to have.
Yep.
What do you predict, Kobe?
I honestly I just agree with what you said, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I try not to predict too much with BeatBreak because they have just thrown us curveballs before.
That's
fair. I
fair.
feel like we're probably going to get Habakiri, maybe.
It should be Habakiri, certainly. Again, it's not 100%, but it should be. Do you know what I mean?
I wouldn't be surprised if we get, like, spoiled for the episode by getting Habikirimon in a card for BT26.
I mean, they already kind of spoiled him, and they
Yeah,
are
I know,
already
but, like,
doing
I know, but
Catmon
spoiling the
thing,
fact
so-
that we get that in an evolution, that episode, I mean.
Maybe.
So
Maybe.
just stay out of the,
Stay off Twitter.
Stay off Twitter, stay out of the spoiler channels, which...
Stay in Digimon Up.
Yeah, literally not a problem. I'm about to do, like, I'm up to stage 2,384.
God,
so
I think you've fallen behind me, actually.
What?
I think you've fallen behind me. I think I'm up to like 1,400 and something.
Okay, so 2,000's a bigger number than 1,000.
I didn't hear the 2,000.
Yeah,
I thought it was 1,200. That's my bad.
2,384. So that's in my third. I'm about to do my fourth lap.
Jesus Christ! Put the phone down, Kobe. Jesus Christ!
The boomers are right. It is this goddamn phone.
I mean, like, we played the game at the start at the similar time, and like you've like doubled me in every way conceivable. I have no idea how you've
well,
done
I'm
this.
currently stuck at Tamer rank 14 because I have to do 15,000 skill card and 15,000 support summons. So I've done half of those.
My God, Kobe, put the phone down.
It is the goddamn phone.
Yeah, that's crazy. Imagine how much other work you could have got done.
Man, imagine literally anything that I could have done with my time. To be fair, like, I'm using it as an idle game. Like, I'm putting it to the side of me whenever I'm doing something else. Like, I might be grooming Mars, I might be walking, I might be at the gym, I might be, doing this podcast, for example.
That's incredible. Like, your phone's battery, I weep for it.
Oh, it's like
I
perpetually
weep,
on
man.
charge.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I took it off charge at 7 a.m. this morning. And at midday, it ran out of battery and turned off.
You didn't even think to put it on life support?
It's always on battery saver. So I was out. But anyway, I plugged that in the moment I got back into my car. But in any case, let's wrap this up because the reset for the day for Digimon Up is in 25 minutes. So,
My
yeah.
God, dude.
I know it's at 4 p.m.
He's out of control. He's out
Yeah.
of control. Someone send help.
Hey,
Send help. And you can find out how to send help below if you go to the following links.
So
Take a
yes,
look over.
thank you so much for listening to this episode. Of course, thank you to Guz for joining me, and well wishes for Geo to recover from his being
Neutering.
fixed. Anyway, so you can contact us and stay updated. You can leave a comment on this episode on YouTube, join the conversation. For a full list of ways to find the podcast across the internet, head over to my Linktree, which is linktr.ee/LostinTranslationmon. If you enjoy the podcast or videos, anything I post online, you can show support by signing up on Patreon and get some cool rewards and help me hit some milestones. And thank you to my current supporters on Patreon, Stephen Reeves, who is 164 on Archive Kadawashi, Neobu, Social Floyd, Twitter there at Chisai256, Lizmet, who was Electron on Tumblr, Nicholas, Magnus, Lucas, Jason105, Patrick, Shelby, Digital Hazard, who's on Twitch at Digital Hazard, Tropimon, Vmon, Tamer, Kasai, Big Bad, Beetleborg, Flavin, Bent Archer, Cappy, Cyber, and Baltic Helbert. You can also make it on on PayPal, which you found linked in the description. It's paypal.me/airdramon. You can also reach me on my Coffee account, which is ko-fi.com/airdra. And again, thank you so much to Guz for joining me. Please, if you're listening to this on the YouTubes, please do the like, comment, subscribe thing. And of course, we'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Hooroo.